Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. It is fantastic to have you here. I am speaking to you from the future. We're going to be going back in time here in just a second. I'm back in the workshop, but this video is going to start with some more of Will's work on the Cavalry Sabre. So get ready to see a lot of progress made, lots of fine detail work. But before we get into it, make sure that at the end of the video, you go to alecsteelshop.com because there are 2 days left to get these limited edition Montana collection shirts. These shirts came out to celebrate this exciting move to Montana, and you buying a shirt supports the show immensely. We've also got some new designs up on the site, so be sure to check those out now. But it is your last chance to get either this Steel Does Montana shirt or our Forging in Montana shirt. 2 more days. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's go back in time and see the work that Will has done on this guard.
Okie doke guys, I've got several hours now of pommel fitting under my belt here. I've got everything rounded out a little bit. I'll probably go back with some finer stuff and round it out even more, but that pommel is sitting on there really, really nicely. It's interacting well with the tang. It's on there nice and tight. And it looks good. We're getting there on that. We're gonna leave that be for now, and I'm gonna move back onto refinishing and refining the guard a little bit more. Specifically, a lot of the underside of the guard, and then the kind of neglected left-hand side of it as well. So we're gonna go back and refinish that now, and then move on to kind of the other detail areas in there, such as the transition from the plateau into the rest of the guard on the underside. So mostly just gonna be jumping around different places. Pretty soon we'll be ready to bend the guard even a little bit farther in and make it so that it actually meets and the pommel and the guard is actually touching the pommel itself when it's all pressed together. So let's jump into that and we'll see how it goes. Okie doke guys, so I've done roughly 2 million years of work on this guard so far. The dinosaurs could have happened and then gone extinct in the amount of time that it's taken me to fuss around with this guard, and it's still not done yet. That being said, we're getting closer. I think I'm gonna have Alec do some work with a graver to really finish it off when he gets back. But right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna carve a little bit of a hollow so that I can bend the end of that finial so that it sits over the pommel itself. Well, I am just thrilled with how this handle is coming out so far. I mean, it is bonkers shiny. That's a British word. I know you guys have probably been missing Alec since he's been gone, so I'll just throw some British terminology in there. Wow, seriously, I'm like, this is, I mean, it's been a frustrating day. I've spent probably 3.5 hours just sanding on this handle, which is That's a lot of time to just sand on one handle. I've done it before, but usually it was like doing facets and stuff like that. But yeah, sanding, buffing, steel wooling, sanding again. But we got there. I'm going to go ahead and do a dry fit, see how it looks with the rest of the piece, make sure it's going to look good with everything. And then, man, then we're going to be moving on to, I guess, more guard finishing. Before we get ready, waiting on some more jewelry saw blades because I literally broke every single jewelry saw blade in the shop. That was either 25 or 30, somewhere around there. We need jewelry saw blades so that I can put the gold wire into the actual flutes of the handle. So those should be here hopefully tomorrow, and we'll be able to get on to doing that gold, and then Alec will be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Not My Workshop. Welcome to a rental car in Houston, Texas. That is right, I'm not in the workshop, and I haven't been in the workshop. I, as you know, have been on a little trip. I spent a week in the UK visiting family, meeting up with Jamie, who's still editing the videos, going to museums, getting some of that good stuff done. Very good week. Today is now a Tuesday. On the Sunday, I flew back. I flew from Gatwick through to Chicago. I got on a plane that was delayed. We had to wait a little more on the plane. We got off the plane to get onto another plane. That plane got cancelled. I slept on those wonderfully uncomfortable benches in Chicago, got on another plane the next morning, and I was late for day one of a diamond setting course here at the Texas Engraving School in Texas. And I've already done one day of learning how to do diamond setting, pave diamond setting. I'm having a huge amount of fun. Before we get into that, I want to show you just a few beautiful clips from a little visit at the Wallace Collection, gaining inspiration, looking at these historical artifacts, and thinking about what are some cool projects that we can work on next. The Wallace Collection is easily... I bought a book at the Wallace Collection, and I left it in England. That was a £125 book. I was really excited about a beautiful book that I bought. I don't have the book. But that's okay, I can still be excited about today, because today's day 2 of diamond pave setting with the Jewelry Institute here in Texas.
So yesterday was about getting familiar with the tools and then getting 6 stones put in. That's what I got up to yesterday. So it sounds like what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be taking 1mm stones, and we're going to do a regular 9-piece pave like this to run through again all the techniques we did yesterday and hopefully solidify them in our minds and muscle memory a little better. Okie dokie, it is now another day. It is day 3 of the pave class. I'm learning a ton. Obviously, day 2 went a little like this. We started with a 9-piece 1mm stone pave. I messed it up, so I had to do it all over again. We then did a zigzag pave, and then I did this little straight line bead setting. And so that was good fun. Now again, just to give you a little bit of context about what pave is. What is micro pave? The whole idea is being able to take diamonds or gemstones and get them to cover the surface of a piece with as little original metal from the surface of the piece showing as possible, so that you can make the most of the sparkle of the stones, and so you can get as much of those stones on there. It's used in high-end jewelry. I mean, it's used in so many different jewelry pieces, and there is great possibility that I see to use this on even plenty more stuff like knives and swords and things like that, which is why it's just so exciting to learn it. I'm in a little bit early. We're waiting for the other students to show up, but let me tell you, I am pumped for day 3 for some more education.
And so after a few more plane rides, I am back here in Montana, and it feels good. Feels very good to be back. I am so excited to put to use what I learned at the Texas Engraving School, that's Griff Customs. I'm excited to put to use what I learned from the Jewelry Institute, Gabriel Owen, and thank you both for putting on such a great class. I had a huge amount of fun. I learned so much. I can't wait to take what I learned into this workshop, see what I can come up with. And of course, one of the thrills of being back is being able to see what an utterly phenomenal job Will has done on this piece while I've been away. The work that he has done on this guard, sanding it, polishing it, burring it. Oh my goodness, this looks phenomenal. The handle is out of this world. He has knocked it out of the park. Something cool that happened is when I was in Texas, I went to a steakhouse, and in the entrance of the steakhouse, I saw the exact style of Civil War era cavalry saber that we used as the bulk of our inspiration for this. It had this exact style guard with the US. It had a slightly different handle. It was just such a fantastic coincidence to be able to see it, and I'm thrilled to say that coming back here, this looks a lot like it should. The proportions look a lot like it should. So this is super, super exciting, and I cannot wait for us to finish that up oh so soon. We just gotta put ourselves a couple diamonds, maybe a garnet, maybe a sapphire or two in that guard, in some nice choice places, using some of the skills that I learned this week, and we're gonna be very close to being completely finished. Very exciting. Again, big thank you to the Jewelry Institute of Australia, coming all the way up to Texas, teaching this class, putting on such a great show. Please be sure to go and follow the Jewelry Institute and Griff Custom on Instagram and check out their work, and see if you want to get any information. Those are the guys to get it from, whether diamond setting, jewelry, or engraving. We also have some new designs on the website, like this Feather Damascus Touchmark t-shirt, and this Steel vs. Stelter Who Can Prevail shirt. We got actually another Steel vs. Stelter design too. So we've got two options to choose from on that, and I'd be very grateful if you headed to alecsteelshop.com to grab yourself some t-shirts. And while you're at it, make sure that you pick out a shirt or two from the Montana collection, because that limited edition collection of Montana shirts is going to be pulled down from the website in just 2 more days. So grab that Montana collection while you can. Thank you guys for watching. Great job, Will, holding down the fort, doing such a good job on the saber.
That was a very interesting couple of weeks. Thank you guys for not all unsubscribing from the channel. That was heartwarming to me, so thank you.
You did a great job, Will. Thank you all so much. Pleasure as always. Can't wait to get back in the swing of things. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.